My name is Arnold. I own Arnold's Way. And what I do is I have a health food store and I deal with pretty much every disease out there. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have no choice in the matter. What that means to me is I see people dying of cancer. I see people dying of diabetes. I see children getting, they're overweight. I see adults with overweight. And I got questions all the time. Well, what do you do? So this actually will be like 7 or 8 YouTubes are dedicated to those people who want to see what do I do besides wearing shirt and pants. I'm trying to keep it somewhat funny. I don't know why, but I always try to be somewhat funny. Anyway, I'm 61 years old, and I started doing this when I was 51 years old. I mean, from 51 to 61, that's 10 years. In the past 10 years, I don't think I've aged, barely aged. In fact, not only that, I haven't aged. I'm pretty much the same weight, 145, same waist, 30 inches, same hair, black, which means in 10 years I haven't aged. What I'm going to do is next hour and a half is pretty much explain what I do on a daily basis and why. And for the most part, what I'm going to explain is that I follow the 7 steps the same Forever Young. These are my 7 steps. The first step is love. I mean, you should treat any disease, I don't care what disease it is, has to follow this 7 theories. If this 7 theories cannot help, nothing can help. The first part is being a state of love. You have 75 trillion cells working together in unison. They want to be in a state of love at all times. They never, ever, ever make a mistake. Which means your right hand does not hit your left hand, your right hand doesn't smack your head, there's no accidents. Everything's based on love. And each cell of the 75 trillion cells, each cell has 20,000 life units in it. That's 1 quadrillion life units inside your body working every single day to make sure that you're happy. The body wants to be in a state of love at all times. I was going to do some exercise first, I don't know why, but I'll talk a little bit first and then I'll go into it. So let's go over a little bit further. Okay, the body recognizes truth, the body recognizes lie. There is no mistake. If the food is truth, that means, in my opinion, it deals with just eating fruits and vegetables. I am mostly a fruitarian. I say I would eat maybe anywhere from 15 to 25 pieces of fruit a day, and most of it's liquid, means smoothies. If it's a lie, this is where everything really kind of breaks down. As soon as the food is cooked above 105 degrees, the life force of the food is destroyed. As soon as the food is cooked above 105 degrees, the life force of the food is destroyed. That means there are no vitamins, no minerals, no enzymes, no fiber, no essential fatty acids, no water, no glucose, no protein, and no, I think I said fiber. 9 qualities, which means people say, I had a woman yesterday said to me, what about the amino acids? She was a scientist. She was like, I would say about 55 years old. She was losing her hair. I mean, she was worried about amino acids. In the meantime, she was eating all dead food. I asked her, what do you eat? She said, rice and beans. Rice and beans, as soon as you cook a food above 105 degrees, it's dead. Anyway, what I'm going to do is kind of explain what I do during the day, explain why, and we'll keep it at that. First thing in the morning, what I would do is drink lemon juice and water. Very first thing, drink lemon juice and water. What that does is starts a peristaltic action, where that just helps clean out your body, which means first thing in the morning, technically you should crap. Very first thing in the morning, you should take a crap, which means takes all the toxins out of your system. Second thing, which is real important. First step is love. Second step is exercise, which means I believe in earning your breakfast. Paul Bragg, one of my heroes, at age 98 years old, he got killed in a boating accident. And he was like a very muscular, very strong individual, even at age 98. In my opinion, at age 62, I've just begun. I mean, I've just begun living, which means I'm looking forward to 72, I'm looking for 82, I'm looking for 92. There's no reason I should not be as strong at 92 as I am today. In fact, I would say I'm stronger today than I was at 17. In fact, I'm way stronger today when I was 17 years old. So first thing in the morning, you get up in the morning, lemon juice and water. Next thing, you got to earn your breakfast. What I'm going to do, I'm going to review a couple of exercises I do and I'll explain why, and then we'll take it from there. This is the rebounder. I started rebounding at age 45 years old. Age 45 years old, I was diagnosed with severe heart problems. I had chest pains for about 2 or 3 months. And one day, my chest pains became so bad, I said to my daughter, I was driving in the car, I told my daughter I could not take her to school because I would not make it to the hospital because I thought I was dying of a heart attack. I mean, I hit a certain intersection. One way was a school, the other way was a hospital. And I thought about it, I thought about it, I thought about it. I said, should I take my daughter to school and die, or should I go right to the hospital right now? In the end, I chose to go to the hospital. I told my daughter I can't take her to school today. I'm having a heart attack. Do you mind if I take you to the hospital? She said, okay, Dad. Anyway, I was in the hospital for 3 days. For 3 days, they really couldn't find it. I could have had a mini stroke or something like that, but they weren't quite sure. And I left the hospital still with chest pains. I had chest pains with my chest, my arm, my left arm, and I was out of breath constantly. I could not walk from here to maybe that car down there, which is my car, without being out of breath. So 1 month, I said to myself, I'm going to see if I can get better. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I was doing something wrong. 1 month, I had to decide, what should I do? 1 month passed. My chest pains did not go away. Did not go away. I said to myself, what should I do now? The only thing that came to me at that point was to go to doctors again. I went to the doctors. I did not go to the emergency room. He did an EKG on me. He said, Arnold, you have to go to the emergency room right now. I went to the emergency room for a second time in 1 month's time. I didn't think, at that time I was 45 years old, I didn't think I would live to 46. I thought I was going to die. I went to the hospital. So what do you do in the hospital? I went to the emergency room. I had to wait. Yeah, I had to wait. Number one. Got in the emergency room. They put me on a gown, and I saw all these big machines. I saw all these old people lying down. I saw doctors running around, nurses running around, and I'm in a cap. And I felt very helpless. I said to myself, at that time I was married, I told my wife, get me out of here, I don't belong in here. At that point in life, I made a decision that I'm going to take full responsibility for my health. My friends, that is the key. I took full responsibility for my health. I took full responsibility for my financial matter, especially in this economy. I take full responsibility. If anybody's to blame, I am not going to depend on anybody else. And then I said to myself, what am I doing wrong? The cause of all disease is all the same theory. Next hour and a half, you should have enough information to make an intelligent choice which way to go. First part is love. Second part, you got to earn your breakfast. While I was in the hospital first time, I remember with tubes running up and down my body, my wife holding my one hand, my daughter holding my other hand. I said to myself, what am I doing wrong? Which means I was this close to death. I said, I'm not doing two things. I'm not exercising, I'm not eating salads. And I remember a book I read 10 years ago called Fit for Life. I remember one page in that book, it said rebounding is the best exercise. I mean, I'm in the hospital dying. I remember it's one page, it's one book. It's almost like an epiphany. I said to myself, Arnold, go get your rebounder. I bought a rebounder. I bought a used one for $10. 4 months later, I bought another used one. About maybe a year later, I bought a good one, which I'm still doing it today. 17 years, I'm doing rebounding. I live and die by this rebounder. What I'm going to do, explain what it is, why I use it, and you do whatever you got to do. But I believe, number one, lemon juice and water in the morning. Number two, earn your breakfast. For the most part, I would say 75% of every single day I earn my breakfast. Big rebounding. Why it works, why to me is the most revolutionary exercise out there, bar none. First off, you have a cell. Each cell is surrounded by something called interstitial fluid. The function of the interstitial fluid is to feed each cell food and oxygen and remove that waste. If that waste does not get removed, guess what happens? That's when essentially the cells die or become cancerous. When you jump up and down like this, the lymph nodes, which are the cleaning system of the body, opens up, and everything, all the waste material is being drained from your body. It's like a constant bath, which I tell people, taking a bath is good, doesn't compare to rebounding. I'd rather rebound and take a bath any day of the week. Any day. In fact, I do any day of the week. Anyway, this is basically called a health balance. I do this for maybe, I don't know, 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And then what I do this, something like this. That's good for your waist. That's why I have a 30-inch waist. For those people with guts, this will really tighten you up. Next, I do this. Good for the love handles. I have a little, but not much. Next is the key, and I do this about 200 times, which means generally every time I jump up 6 inches, I double my weight. I'm 145 pounds. When I jump up 6 inches, I'm 290 pounds. That means every cell in the body is getting that super strength of readjusting its strength in order to accommodate that extra weight. Boom, 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 boom. Which means, for the most part, I don't have to worry about gaining weight. I don't have to worry about losing weight. I pretty much stay solid. Also, I'm a fast runner, believe it or not. I think I'm fast. Anyway, that's my key. That's one part of what I do on a daily basis. I do rebound. Next thing, we're going to another part. It's called, I just give you a couple steps called Kundalini Yoga. We'll just give you one exercise from that. I believe in rebound. I exercise, I would say, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half a day. That is my number one priority. Which means I don't care. When I get up in the morning, the only thing I care about is exercising. I don't care about my emails. I don't care about my store. I don't care about my friends. I devote time for me and me alone. I take total responsibility for my health. So the second part is Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga, I believe in yoga a lot. It actually made a definite impact on my life. I used to do it every day. I don't do it every day anymore, maybe 2-3 times a week. It's good for strength. It's good for aerobics. It's good for building up your body. I just give you one exercise. I do from that, maybe 2, because it deals with stretching. I just hold my hands out like that. All my tiptoes, I just go down. 1, 2, if I can stand up straight, 3. I do that about 45 times. All my tiptoes, all my heels raised, about 45 times. The third part, which I pretty much do 3-4 times a week, and same thing with rebound, I almost live and die by it. It's called Do-In. Do-In is technically a shiatsu movement. It deals with self-massage. Self-massage, in my opinion, is self-love. People who are overweight, they gotta have to have tremendous love for their body, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. That is the secret of staying young. It's not for one day, not for 1 week, not for 1 month. It's for the rest of your life, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. And that's the type of guy I am, a day in, day out type of guy. Do-In. Do-In deals with self-massage, also deals with meridians, also deals with emotions. I'm just going to go with just a facial thing, because I strongly believe in it. I don't think I've aged. I don't think my face has gotten much older in the past 10 years. Maybe a little, but not much. Anyway, here we go. I take a deep breath, rub my hands, and what I do is, I do this in the morning also. Right after I exercise, I do my Do-In. Take a deep breath, and what I do is I just spill all the old air out. Generally I hold like this. For women it's like this, I think. I just blow it out. 3 times. It sounds really dumb, but I also do facial diagnosis. Not really good, but I do facial diagnosis. Every part of your face means something. Every part of your hands means something. Everything means something. Say, for example, someone comes to me and rubs their nose. Not an accident. Say, for example, someone comes to me, and someone did come to me with her underneath her eyes were totally black. What I said to her, what are you eating? Because underneath her eyes mean your kidneys. She was eating a vegetarian diet. She's eating a lot of soy. And because she was eating a lot of soy, she was, and no fruit, which we'll get into later, she began to develop epileptic seizures. She had seizures for 2 years. She went to the doctors. She went to the best doctors in the country. Not once did anybody ask her what she eaten. Not once did anybody ask her why underneath her eyes were black. Not once. What I did is I looked at her eyes. I asked her what's going on. She says nothing. Later she said she had epileptic seizures. I told her what she eating. She found out she's eating a lot of soy. We told her to get rid of soy. Her epileptic seizures stopped completely. Anyway, so we're just going to kind of review that. First I do the head. Head deals with bladder. Also helps for men and for women. Helps regrowth of the hair. A lot of times men, especially men, they lose their hair. First thing I ask them, what are they eating? A lot of times they're eating meat, or that does has, I think it has some, what, estrogen, I'm not quite sure, testosterone. Anyway, somehow you lose your hair. Next, and this part right here, that's your liver. Liver is one of the few organs that regenerate itself. Unfortunately, the food that we eat is dead. That makes it hard for the liver to operate functionally all the time. You're eating dead food. And someone who has liver problems, it'll show up right here. I mean, you don't need to go to the doctor. You don't need tests. It shows up on your face. So what it does is going to rub the liver. Next, your forehead area. In the forehead area, there's 3 lines. You have your elimination, digestion, respiration. If they're a problem, it could mean too much water, too much a lack of water. It also deals with social responsibility, how you get along in the system. So what we're making sure that we get along very well in the system of social relationships. We're just going to kind of rub it. I mean, I don't need a massage, essentially because I get a massage 3-4 times a week by myself. I am the best massager out there. No one can top me. Okay. For myself, by the way. So push it hard, get that going. Next, this chin right here. Very important, right at the bridge of the nose. That deals with your pancreas. Pancreas, what that does is releases enzymes to break up the food. As soon as you cook a food above 105 degrees, it's dead. Our body has to have make its own enzymes to break up the food. What we're doing, it shows up in people who have pancreatics, also be diabetes, as a line across the nose. So right now what we're going to do is just rub our pancreas. How does that feel? Okay. Next, this is our eyes. Our eyes also indicate liver. Actually, the eyebrow over here is your gallbladder. Underneath your eyes is your kidneys. This is from my recollection. I'm not an expert now. If I make a mistake, don't tell me. Actually, you can tell me. Okay, what I'm going to do is cup my eyes. And that's for my liver. Liver also deals with anger, which means anger, it's the emotion, it's called in Chinese medicine. It deals with anger and leadership. So keep in mind, what I'm doing, I'm regenerating my body. I'm giving myself self-love. I'm giving myself I'm taking direct responsibility for my health. And every aspect, I'm doing my exercise. We're going to show what I eat for breakfast, what I eat for lunch, what I eat for dinner, what I think. I love myself. The whole key is loving yourself unconditionally. Who are you? A lot of times people feel guilty over everything. You can feel guilty, but the body understands that guilt. The body doesn't want to hear it. Okay, next. This is your kidneys. It's talking underneath the kidneys. More likely you're a little dehydrated or you're eating too much salt. All meat has a sodium potassium ratio of 16:1, harsh on your kidneys. Next. This area right here is your spleen, if I remember correctly. What I'm doing is I'm exercising it both ways. Next, I guess in this middle part is your stomach. The bottom part is your heart. You'll see a lot of people with red noses, purple noses, blue noses. What we're doing is just giving it energy and strength. Energy and strength. I am energizing my body all the time. Next, over here is your bronchi. I guess your sinuses also. We'll get into one of the reasons why people have bronchi. We'll tell you why I have sinus problems. We'll tell you I have diabetes. It doesn't matter to me. It's all the same theory. Yesterday I went to Acme supermarket, and in front there's a table with pretzels and soda. They're saying raise money for cancer research by giving you a pretzel and soda. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I mean, pretzel causes cancer. Soda causes cancer. We'll tell you why later. I have a magic box to explain it. Anyway, let's get to our lungs. Right now we're doing our lungs. We're getting all the wrinkles out of our body, man. You don't need Botox, you don't need plastic surgery. You just need your hands. All of it. Just getting it out there. Get it out there. You mind, I'm rubbing my hands, giving myself more energy. I'll do my chin area. Actually, this is your sexual area. We all need that, I guess. In this country alone, 4 out of every 10 couples are sterile. The reason why they're sterile is they're eating processed foods. The canals get clogged up. What else is? was going to say something else, but I better not go there. Anyway, that gets clogged up, and it's hard for the sperm and egg to meet. Very hard to meet in dirty water. You understand what I'm saying? The body is filled with toxins, becomes dirty, becomes hard for the body to function. Clean it out, rebounding, clean it out with yoga, clean it out with self-massage. And right now there's a police car just driving by here. We said, what is that guy doing? Okay, he went by me. Okay, good. Next, right here, underneath here is your large intestine. Which is, we had some guy came to me with Epstein-Barr. He went to the major hospital. He went to, I don't know if I can mention any names. He went to a major hospital in Philadelphia. They could do nothing for him. He went to a top doctor in Main Line. They could do nothing for him. He came to me in 15 minutes. I knew exactly what to do. He kept on doing this all the time. I looked at him. He looked at me. I says, you're doing this. He said, I do that all the time. What he's doing is, this is your stomach, this is your small intestine. He was trying to get the fat from the meat, fat from the fish out of his system. I told him, give up fat, give up meat, give up fish, and see what happens. He gave it up, gets what out of his Epstein-Barr. It got better. Happens all the time. Our body doesn't lie. Everything about it tells us exactly who we're doing. We had a girl one time came to me, did this. I was on her case. This is your large intestine. And then she did this. I nailed it. Large intestine, she wasn't having bowel movements all the time. Next, it's your chin area. What I do is you have pimples on your chin, means poor digestion. Next, this is for people with double chins. There's a bone right behind it. Rub that. That'll help get rid of the double chins. Next, the neck. Keep everything smooth. Double neck, shoulders. I do this pretty much on a daily basis. Back and forth, back and forth. Next, the arms. Wrist area. Wrist area deals with kidneys. You have wrist deal with kidneys, ankles deal with kidneys, low back deals with kidneys, hair loss deals with kidneys. Kidneys deal with processing the food, trying to eliminate the food, trying to get everything clean. As soon as we cook a food above 105 degrees, our kidney goes on full-scale alert. As soon as we cook a food above 105 degrees, our liver goes on full-scale alert, trying to neutralize it. Keep in mind, it goes from the stomach, then food goes from the stomach, then to the small intestine, then the liver. If the liver tries to break it down, we have 75 trillion cells working together in unison. They never ever make a mistake. And our blood level has to be 7.4 always 7.4, otherwise we die. I have a book up there that explains that. And so the body, if the liver cannot break it down and neutralize it, it has a symbiotic relationship with the cells. You know what it does? It says to the cells, I cannot break the food down, take some of this waste off my back. And what happens is the cells take it off their back. If they can't break it down, they store it around each cell. That, my friend, is called fat. You walk down any street in America today, 60% of the people are overweight. I mean, it boggles my mind that people can barely walk, let alone run, when they go someplace. They can't run up the steps. 60 years old, you should be running. 60 years old, you should be rocking. 60 years old, you should be dancing all night long. You should not be on medication. No way you should be on medication. Medicine, the basic assumption is that medicine will help me. And I'm saying the basic assumption is, how does the medicine know where to go? You got 98,000 miles of arteries. How does the medicine know where to go? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You go to the doctor and he gives you meds. And the basic assumption is the meds don't know what to do. As I mentioned before, in order for the body to accept anything has to be living and live. Living and live. Cells do not accept dead food. To accept any food, 9 requirements. Medicine has none of the 9. It needs vitamins, minerals, enzymes, fiber, essential fatty acids, water, glucose, protein. Now, I always forget the 9th one. Anyway, that is medicine. Okay, so I did both arms. I did my right hand over my left shoulder, my left hand over my right shoulder, and work way down. Next, you want to get all the toxins out from the day before, all of them out. Keep in mind, each finger means something. Every finger means something. Someone does this, I'm on their case. Someone does this, I'm on their case. Someone does this, I'm on their case. Every finger means something. The body doesn't make mistakes. Never, ever, ever, ever makes a mistake. I have to slow down, but ready? This is your lung. Large intestine. This is your, let's see. This is your heart pericardium. People do this all the time. Deals with protecting your heart. Your pericardium protects your heart. This is your triple heater. This deals with, I guess, relationships. The symbiotic relationship between digestion, respiration, and immolation. So this deals with it. If you say you have trouble in your life, this helps get everything squared away. This finger deals with your heart and small intestine, right here. Two people are driving by and say, "What is that guy doing?" Anyway, do this side, the same thing. Do this, and pay all the tucks down. That's my first part. First part is get up in the morning, and generally before I go to bed, I shoot for not eat. Last meal is about 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9. I don't eat until 10 o'clock the next day. That's 12 hours of body rest. 7 stages to completely heal yourself. 7 stages. Love. I gave myself a massage in the morning. I love myself. Exercise. Exercise in the morning. Third part. Fasted. Every day I shoot for fasting 12 hours. And this, my friends, is the key. To treat any disease has to be based on these theories. If these theories don't work, there's nothing that will help you. No vitamin, no pill, no medication, no surgery. I mean, I don't know about surgery. It all depends how, if you have a broken arm. But just like heart attacks, cancer, I always have to go back to the basics. When I don't eat for 12 hours, that means my body not using any energy on digestive energy will go to any area that bothers, any area of the body that bothers you and start to heal it. Okay, that's my first part. Second part is, what do I eat after I exercise? To me, that is the key. What do I eat? It's something called, I don't even have the book. I do have the book. Something called 80-10-10 by Dr. Doug Graham. It's called species-specific diet. Well, I learned that last week, but for the most part, I would say for the past 2 years, I've been mostly fruit. The reason why I've been mostly fruit is fruit takes 15 minutes for the body to digest, and the less energy you spend on digestion, more energy your body has. The average person, if he did absolutely nothing, he would use almost, I shouldn't use calories, maybe 1,000 calories a day for a basic metabolism. The average person, anytime they eat a meal, 60% of their energy goes towards digestion. 60%. Every time you eat meat, every time you eat rice, every time you eat cheese, every time you eat a donut, bread, all that energy is going to trying to break that down. Before I choose anything, it has to be based on 3 factors, and only 3 factors. Anything that I eat has to be based on 3 factors. Number 1, I made these signs this morning for Joey. Joey's our filmmaker. And I said it, grown in nature. It means anything you eat has to be grown in nature. We're genetically designing food grown in nature. We're not genetically designing food that's processed. We're not genetically designing food that's been cooked. We're not genetically designing food that's been killed. We're not genetically designing food that's raised in such a way that we cannot eat in large quantity. Number 2, grown tree, bush, or vine. I'm sure I'm going to get some arguments there. In fact, I'm going to get a lot of arguments. If it's not grown a tree, bush, or vine, it has to be kept in proper perspective. The majority of my food is based on that theory. Tree, bush, or vine. Third fact, yummy to the tummy. People always say, what do I eat? You follow these 3 factors, it's very easy to decide what to eat. Does it yummy to the tummy? That means, can you eat it in large quantity, and can you eat it as a meal? Well, people say, what about ginger? I challenge anybody to eat ginger in large quantity. No, they can't do it. What about garlic? It's the same thing. People cannot eat large quantity of garlic. It has to be yummy to the tummy. That's one of the reasons why I never eat broccoli. The reason why I don't eat broccoli is I don't like it. It's not yummy to my tummy. Same thing with cauliflower. I never eat cauliflower. Yams, potatoes I like. I don't know what other vegetables are. I can't think of any vegetables. But for the most part, I eat mostly fruit because it's yummy to the tummy. Now keep in mind, I just finished working out for 35 minutes to an hour. I'm hungry. In the morning, from 4 a.m. to 12 o'clock, focus on eating just fruit. The reason being is we have something called circadian rhythm. From 4 to 12 o'clock is our elimination period. I'm not sure it's elimination. I think it is our elimination period. What that does, our body's going for a cleanse. You want to keep the amount of energy used for digestion to a minimum. But you also, in my particular case, I like calories, which means by the time I start eating my first meal, like 10, maybe 10:30, I have a lot of calories. What does calories look like? Banana is 100 calories. The average person, average breakfast should be 700 to 900 calories. What does that mean? It means 6 to 8 bananas at a time. That's 600 calories. One banana does not cut the ice. People say, I eat fruit, I eat apples. I ask them how many? 1. That's 100 calories. You just worked out for an hour and a half. Your body has a tremendous amount of energy just to function, and you give it 100 calories. It does not work. 600 to 800 calories per meal. People say, well, I gain weight. Absolutely not, you won't gain weight. People say, what about bananas? Make me constipated. Absolutely makes you constipated. If you're eating bananas with milk, if you're eating bananas with cereal, absolutely make you constipated. Keep in mind, every time you eat cereal, this is my box. This is my box of things that I should not eat. And I'll explain to you why. This box, believe it or not, is everybody in this country has this box. Everybody in the whole country has this box. What this box is all the excess weight around their stomach that their body does not want. Let's take a look at this box. Oh man, there's some good stuff in here. Cereal. Cereal in the morning. How many people eat cereal in the morning? How many people go to the grocery store and buy cereal for the kids? What they don't realize that all cereal is C6H10O6. Imagine buying your child in the morning C6H10O6. If you read this book right here by Dr. Norm Walker, who lived 119 years old, if you turn to page 24 of this book, it'll say C6H10O6. The body can't break it down. The body can't break it down. It acts like glue in the system. It acts like glue in the system. What do you think it does to your thinking? Why people can't think straight? Why? Anyway, there's so many things out there that people are just mesmerized and just cloudy on what's right for them. They believe they should eat their cereal and milk in the morning. Cereal is C6H10O6. What else we have here? Keep in mind, ready? If the cereal cannot be broken down, it has to go from the small intestine. Small intestine can't break it down, it has to go to the liver. If the liver can't break it down, guess what happens? It starts forming around the waist. That's all that cereal the body can't process. That's all that way. It stays in our system. It stays in our system forever. That's your cereal. What else do we have here? Pastries. Pastries is the same thing. It's not eating pastries, you're eating C6H10O6. All pastries has sugar. You turn this book to page 26, all sugar has something called acetic acid. Acetic acid, what that does is paralyze the nerve cells. What that would look like multiple sclerosis, lupus, fibromyalgia. How many people you know are affected by those 3 diseases? You remove the cereal from the diet, guess what happens? You remove the pastry from the diet, guess what happens? We have a lady comes to my store at least 3 times a week. She has no MS. She doesn't have any multiple sclerosis. What she began doing is just change her diet. 2 factors to treat any disease. Remove the cause, give the body healthy healing condition, the body will heal itself. The body wants to be in a loving circumstance all the time. 7 stages. Love, exercise, fasting. Species-specific diet. Species-specific diet says we are genetically designed to eat fruit. We are not genetically designed to eat pastry. C6H10O6. We're not genetically designed to eat cereal. C6H10O6. Imagine going to go in the morning, you go out to a bakery and give your kids bagel, cream cheese, they don't give you a cup of coffee, bagel and cream cheese. I flip out. Bagel is, I'm not eating a bagel, I'm eating C6H10O6. And if you go to this book right here, Avoiding Degenerative Disease by Don Bennett, if you go to page 70, it says the cereal or the bread products or the grain products has something called opoids in it. Opoids, essentially opium, which means it's the hardest thing to get rid of out of your diet. That's why people can't change their diet. I see it all the time. People come in here, they say, yeah, I'm going to do this, but it's really hard for me to give my bread. But they're not eating bread, they're eating C6H10O6, they're eating C6H10 for cereal. They're eating very hard to get rid of. Opoids is like opium, which means it's hard to get rid of bread than crack. It's hard to get rid of bread than opium. Very hard to get rid of. Next, I have the donuts. I don't need donuts anymore. Cereal. Okay. Remove the cause. Give the body healthy and condition. What is the cause? As soon as you cook a food above 105 degrees, it's dead. It has no vitality. What we're going to do is go over breakfast. We'll go over lunch. We're going to go over dinner. Breakfast. What I've seen in my 10 years of giving classes, that I tell people eat fruit 8 to 10 pieces at a time. Within 3 or 4 days, they stop completely. Because they're eating 25 pieces of fruit and no one can sit down and have 8 oranges. Very few people. I think of all the thousands of people I taught, including myself, except for our cameraman who eats 32 bananas the other day. 32 or is it 52? 50 bananas in one day. That was his all-time record. Anyway, the green smoothies, to my mind, is the key. Has been the key for keeping people on a raw food diet. The reason being is you're getting your fruit and you're getting your greens. Any nutrition, number 1 is going to be fruit, or number 2 is going to be vegetables. It'll be vegetables and fruit. They're the top 2 sources for nutrients. Vegetables and fruit. Do you want to go for number 3, or you want number 1 or number 2? The thing is, what do you want? What does it take for you to stay young? What does it take for you to be active? What does it take for you to believe in yourself as a dynamite all the time? What does it take for you to be rocking all the time? I talk fast. Absolutely, I talk fast. It's hard for me to slow down. Gotta learn how to chill. But I get excited because I know what I know. I know what I know. I know what I know. I know what I believe. I know what I see. For those people who change their lifestyle approach to their dietary habits, whatever disease they had disappears. Whatever weight they have disappears. We have a chef in our store right now. She lost 160 pounds. No questions asked. She was 440. Now she's like 260. Okay, next. Green smoothie. First thing I do, I put in 4 bananas in it. Being watched again. Why bananas? Tastes good. If you don't like bananas, don't use bananas. Keep in mind, there's no mistakes. Whatever fruit you like, that's what fruit you use. Bananas. I like bananas. I like from 6 to 8, maybe 10 bananas a day. I also eat oranges. I also eat pears. I also eat watermelon. I also eat durian. I eat all types of fruit. Next, greens. Let's talk a little bit about greens. I'm a big believer in blending. When you eat green, like people say, I eat salad all the time. Salads by itself does not count. All greens have something called citrus. Very hard for the body to break it down. Very hard to get the nutrients. So when you're doing blending, what that does, it works at a high speed. It's able to break the cellulose down of the greens. So you put some greens in there. Put some greens, however much you want. If you're like a diabetic, you need maybe less fruit, a little more greens. But make sure that it tastes good. If it doesn't taste good, don't drink it. That's a key also. People say, well, it doesn't taste good, it must be good for me. Absolutely not. The key is it has to be yummy to the tummy rule. Grown in nature, found tree, bush, or vine, yummy to the tummy. That's the key. You have to like it all the time. Next, I add dates. These are chopped dates. You can use medjool dates. You can use any sweetener that you want. As long as grown in nature, found tree, bush, or vine, yummy to. You can use anything. You can eat anything you want. As long as at least 70% of the time has to meet those 3 requirements. I put dates, apples. This machine is the best. I don't sell, but I wish I did. what I do is I cut this. Okay. And that's how I get my apples. I don't put the core in. And generally I use apple pear because it adds like a double sweet taste. Apple, pear, dates, bananas. My 2-year-old granddaughter lives on green smoothies. For kids, it's the best. We have so many mothers coming here with their kids drinking green smoothies. This, my friends, is almost like mother's milk because you're getting nutrient-dense food in a pre-digested state. It's the best. It's mother's milk. How would you like all day long to drinking mother's milk? It is the best food for you. It's nutrient-rich, very little time of digestion, and has all the nutrients you need. Okay, that's for the breakfast part. Let's take a look at dinner, lunch. Let's take a look at dinner, which means fruit in the morning, eat as much as you want. Green smoothie in the afternoon. Lunchtime. Lunchtime is a little tricky. What I do is I generally graze all day long, which means I reach all day long. Boom, 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 boom. I eat about 1.5 avocados a day, and the rest fruit. Anywhere from 15 to 25 pieces a day. That means anywhere from, I would say, 1,500 to 2,500 calories a day I eat. I don't have to worry about weight. In fact, I think my pants are a little falling down. Okay. So lunch, once again, it could be salad. If you eat salad, in my mind, lunch should be your heavy meal. In my mind, the reason being is at dinner time you want to prepare your body for the next day, which is you're eating a heavy meal, which means like something like nuts, maybe avocado. In the raw food world, nuts and avocado, too much fat for the system. That means by doing this, the next morning you're not sluggish. You don't need your coffee because your body is not using any energy for digestion. Coffee is not. I never ever drink. Well, I do drink coffee. Can't say never ever. I drink them out once or twice a month, and that's out of habit. Well, yeah. I am not 100% pure, nor do I want to be. That's another subject. So from dinner from 12 to 6, 12 to 5, that's your heavy meal. That's when you eat your nuts with no avocado, or your avocado with no nuts. That's the hard part. Nuts is very addicting. The hardest part for raw food is staying away from the nuts. The spicy foods, the very complicated meals. Let's take a look at that. Say, for example, I ate an apple. Say, for example, I'm talking to my cameraman, and make believe this apple is my cameraman. I'm having a one-to-one conversation with my cameraman. One-to-one. Our stomach, when it eats an apple, it's a one-to-one conversation. How happy is our body? It's in a state of love. One-to-one conversation. Imagine if 10 people came in here and started talking to me at once. Imagine going to a meal and eating your normal sad American diet. Say, for example, you eat your rice. Say, for example, you eat your potatoes. Say, for example, you eat your meat. Say, for example, you eat your bread. Say, for example, you eat your gravy. Say, for example, you eat your dessert. And in each ingredient, there's spices in each ingredient. That's 25 conversations your stomach is having at once. How happy is your body? 25 conversations at once. How happy is your body? Same thing with raw foods. The same principles apply. You're eating a raw pizza. You have the bread. You have the cheese. You have the tomato sauce. Each ingredient is like 4 or 5 ingredients. That's 25 conversations at once. How happy is your body? The secret is something called monotropic. If you want to stay top-notch condition at all times, and you don't have to do it 100% of the time, but at least most of the time. In my opinion, not 100%, otherwise you'll be fanatic. I don't want to be fanatic. Most of the time I want to have energy, but I don't want to be fanatic. Most of the time, my diet involves drinking a green smoothie, which means I drink about 40-50 ounces a day. I drink 40-50 ounces a day, and I eat my fruit one food at a time. I want my conversation to be simple. Dinner, I focus on vegetables or fruit. Lunch is my big meal. I don't do it all the time, but most of the time I do focus on that. Can't think. Okay, ready? So when we do that, it's almost meeting the 7 stages. We have the love aspect, the species-specific diet, which means most animals in the wild eat one food at a time. You'll never see a polar bear getting blueberries and fish, all these things together and eating a sandwich. They don't do that. You don't see wolves doing that. You don't see dogs doing that. I don't know, dogs is a bad example. Or monkeys. Maybe monkeys. I think monkeys make sandwiches out of banana. I'm not sure. Someone just said that. But they eat one species, one food at a time. We're genetically designed to eat one food at a time, not 20 or 30. When that happens, guess what happens to their sleep? It gets much better. I see it all the time. People say can't sleep. They can't sleep. That's because what they're eating. They're eating at nighttime. They're eating food that's so complicated. It takes hours and hours for the body to digest. What else happens? When you're eating fruit, guess what happens? This is all water. This is 85, 90% water. I almost never, ever drink water. Ever. The reason being, I'm eating mostly fruit. Fruit is 75 to 95% water. The only reason I would drink water is if I eat cooked food. If I eat rice, what happens when you eat rice? All the water is taken out, I need to replace it. What happens when I eat bread? All the water is taken out, I need to replace it. That's why people need 8 glasses of water a day. A fruitarian never drinks water. So the last part we didn't really talk about is fresh air and sunshine. We'll go fresh air and sunshine. I exercise outside. I get my fresh air and sunshine. Most people, they get sick in the wintertime, not in the summertime. There's no fresh air. So I would recommend it in your house when you have your lunch. You have your lunch of the nuts. You have the avocado. You have nuts or avocado, not both. Dinner, keep in mind, you eat as much as you want. Do not starve yourself. Do not say 1 apple, 1 banana. You want to eat as much as until you're totally full. You need your calories. Most food out there, some works on 2 levels. It works on the calories and the nutrients. Most food out there is calorie rich, nutrient poor. What we're doing is just the exact opposite. This will keep you young. This will keep you vibrant. This will keep you healthy. This will keep you moving in such a way that you're never ever tired. I'm never tired. 7 o'clock in the morning I get up. 11, 12 o'clock I go to bed. 6.5, 7 hours sleep on almost a daily basis. Day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. I haven't aged for almost 10 years. I'm making a film right now because I want to share this. I'm making a film right now because I know cancer can be eliminated. I know breast cancer can be eliminated by removing the cause. I know diabetes, prostate cancer, fibromyalgia, colon cancer, bipolar, schizophrenia. It doesn't matter to me. It's all the same theory. They all have to go back to this. There's nothing anybody can do. And say, for example, people say, well, I can't give up my meat. People say, well, I got to have my meat. I hear that all the time. Let's see what's in meat. I got my friends with me. This is my friend. This is meat. This could be anybody's pet. This could be anybody's pet. It could be Charlie the dog. It could be Skippy. It could be Poco. It could be any dog or any cat. This is our friend. This is our loved one. What the American society is doing is killing it and then eating it. If I killed my dog and then ate it, I go to jail. No questions asked. If I went up to my dog, Charlie, stabbed it, cut up in pieces, and ate it, I'd be a murderer. And they would celebrate my conviction by going out to the restaurant, eating a steak sandwich, eating a hamburger, by getting a dead cow, and then cutting up pieces and then eating it. Boggles my mind. Keep in mind, let's take a look at cancer. All meat has something called uric acid in it. Uric acid is a very powerful acid. If it gets near your heart, you die. Uric acid is such a powerful acid, and all meat contains this uric acid. You die. So as soon as that uric acid comes near your system, the body has to neutralize it. The reason why uric acid is derived from one word: urine. Every time you eat a piece of meat, you eat a cow's urine. Every time you eat a chicken, you eat a chicken's urine. Every time you eat a pig, you're eating a pig's urine. Every time you eat a piece of a fish, you're eating a fish's urine. Does that speak of love? The body does not want to eat someone else's urine. You don't go up to an animal and say, "Excuse me, animal, I am thirsty. I want to drink some of your urine." You don't do that. How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel eating someone's urine? Does that speak of state of love? It doesn't speak of love. It speaks of disgusting, horrible. The most wretched thing that you can do is go up to yourself. Imagine going up to someone else's animal, another animal, drinking their urine. You get revolted by the whole thing. But that's what we're doing day in day out. We're eating cow's urine, we're eating chicken urine, you're eating pig's urine, you're eating fish's urine. The body cannot break it down. Once all that urine stays in the system, we cook it. We cannot get rid of it. We process it. We cannot get rid of that urine. It's in there. The body, when it has that uric acid in its side system, you need a special enzyme, uricase. Man is the only animal that doesn't have this enzyme in it. What it has to do is release calcium from the hip area. It's called calcium uric crystals. It cannot get in the heart. You know what happens? The body has to push it farthest from the heart as possible. It pushes the hands. It's called arthritis. It pushes to the feet. It's called gout. It pushes to the back area. It's called low back pain. Do you see what I'm saying? Every disease is based on the same theory. I don't care what disease it is. Remove the cause. Give the body the proper healing condition. The body will do whatever it can to heal itself. There are 7 stages to healing. We're going to show you how to treat every disease. I don't care what disease it is. It's all the same theory. All get treated the exact same way. 7 stages of healing. First stage, enervation. That means on a daily basis, your body requires sleep. I don't care what disease it is. You got to have your sleep. If you have a major disease, you got to have your sleep. Second stage. It's called toxicosis. Toxicosis, you know what that means? As soon as you cook a food above 105 degrees, it's dead. All fruits and vegetables are alkaline in nature. All fruit and vegetables have the 9 essential bases for the body to accept it. All 9. As soon as you cook a food, it's dead. Has C6H10O6. That's considered toxicosis. Has something called uric acid. All meat have uric acid in it. All animals are dead, and you're eating a dead animal. How happy is your body? It's not based on love. That is toxicosis. That means the body has to get all these toxins and handle it. If the body cannot handle, what's the next choice? Next choice is the body has to figure out how to handle it. How to handle an overload of toxins because the body's on overload. That's called irritation. What would irritation look like? Imagine being surrounded by bees. Imagine being surrounded by uric acid. Imagine being surrounded by C6H10O6. Imagine being surrounded by the dyes and perfume that put in me. What does the cell have to get rid of it? It has to shake it off. When you're a young boy sitting in the classroom, you ate cereal and milk for breakfast. The body's trying to shake that off. You know what they call that in children? ADD. Attention deficit disorder. It's not that. It's what he ate for breakfast. You tell me what children eat for breakfast. I'll tell you why he has ADHD. Check out my YouTube. I have at least 1 or 2 stories about that. What they eat for breakfast directly determines how they feel. The 4th stage. 4th stage is called inflammation. Inflammation. 7th stage of disease. Inflammation. All meat has something called a arachidonic acid. All chicken has a arachidonic acid. All fish have a arachidonic acid. All eggs, and by the way, who would eat eggs in the morning? Everybody eats eggs in the morning. But ever think about what an egg is? It's the undeveloped child of a chicken. Imagine going up to a chicken saying, I want to eat your egg, and I'm going to toast it. I'm going to fry it. I'm going to scramble it. I can't even imagine going to a chicken and taking its unborn child and eating it. And that's what we're doing. Imagine someone come to a woman in this country today, says, excuse me, I want to borrow your embryo and your egg, your undeveloped egg, and eat it. And that's what you're doing. We're not species-specific diet. We're not genetic. horrendous even thinking about that. It's horrendous even thinking about eating a cow chopped up. It's horrendous thinking about eating a fish that's cut up. Fourth stage, it's inflammation. The body creates a localized area where all the toxins go to. Fifth stage, it's called ulceration. Ulceration means the body takes all these toxins and pushes it out of the system. It does not want it. It looks like fungus, looks like war. Sixth stage, and this to me is one of the most important factors in today's society. Breast cancer is technically the sixth word, induration. Means the body takes all these toxins that the body cannot get rid of it and stores it. For women, guess where the best place to store it is? The breast area. That's called induration. 99% of all cancer in this country is misdiagnosed. Totally. It takes all these toxins and puts it in encapsulated, and then they call it tumor. It's actually by body design. 7 stages cancer. So what I'm saying to you, my friends, I'm giving you an outline of what you should do. Your body wants to be in a loving, caring state. The body wants to eat a species-specific diet. Mostly fruit, leafy greens. You add more fruit in your diet. You add more leafy greens. Remove the cause, give your body healthy, healing condition, and the body will heal itself. Third stage, exercise. In the morning, wake up in the morning, lemon juice and water, exercise. The body, you need to earn your breakfast. Fourth stage, sleep. People have trouble sleeping. What are you eating to create that? Keep a food journal or whatever it is. Take total responsibility for your health day in, day out, day in, day out. And you'll see your body wants to be in top-notch shape at all times. Sixth stage, fresh air and sunshine. We want fresh air and sunshine. It was cold in the winter, still go out and exercise. Sixth stage, water. You get your water from fruit and vegetables. Seventh stage, fasting. You can do this on a daily basis from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's 12 hours of body rest. Every 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. So that's the end. I gave you my story, hour and a half of what it takes to be young, staying young, how to treat any disease, how to be top-notch shape. If anybody you know with cancer, anybody you know with any major diseases, ask them to watch this movie once, twice, 3 times so they get it. They have to believe with all their heart, all their soul. They are totally responsible for their well-being from morning to night. If you don't do it, there's always consequences. Okay.